buddies. Oh, it's funny. You finna walk away. Oh, you finna walk away. You ain't got nothing to say now.
Like it's not.
You ain't got nothing to say. Stop doing this. Stop walking. Stop knowing your business. Stop trying me. Stop doing this goofy stuff. Crazy. I'm pregnant. I'm finna forget you.
All right, CO, start the show.
What up, what up? It's the CO Show Podcast. I am your host, CO, and today is Monday. Today, we are one less person on the CO Show Podcast.
I miss Gigi.
Gigi is off having fun, living life in Maldives. No, we don't know what Gigi is.
No.
I'm just joking. I won't give her the location. But Tiffany is here. How you doing, Tiffany?
Why won't we give her a location? Why is that a big deal?
Because she may
She might
not
have
want people to know
stalkers.
where she is.
I believe she said it already.
And she may have...
Oh, okay. Well, that's my cue to be quiet. So, I'm great.
Oh, she
and-
did say it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
Okay, well,
positive.
Gigi's in Miami.
Oh, she got flued out?
No, she's actually over there celebrating a significant other's birthday.
Oh, she posted him last night.
Oh,
It's her boyfriend.
Yeah.
you see how I'm trying to be discreet, and they're like,
Well, once you post them on social media, we all know what that
you know,
means.
what's crazy is that I haven't even seen it. I haven't seen it.
Well, I
I
don't know if
didn't
she
see
did it. I don't know if she did it on IG, but I was.
She did it on
scrolling.
Oh, it's
Facebook.
on,
She
it's
did
on
on
Facebook.
Yeah. We the old dudes that's still on Facebook getting a lot of our knowledge.
So, Facebook, Instagram. When do you know you made it? You know, like
I
what's the
didn't know-
difference between your Facebook and your Instagram right now?
The difference between my Facebook and my Instagram, I never post to my Facebook. I kind of go there to be nosy for like people back home
Okay.
sometimes.
I think it's easier to
Julio
post.
is alive and well on both.
I think it's easier to post bigger stuff, like longer videos on there. So I like going to that
Okay.
more as opposed to Instagram.
Okay. I mean, I feel like people carry Facebook and Instagram a little differently. I know for me, Facebook is a lot more family oriented. I'm okay with posting my children on there more because it's so family and people that I grew up with oriented, as opposed to Instagram. I have absolutely no idea who 10,599 of those people are.
On what?
Instagram.
You deep, bro. I ain't reached
I have
1,000
absolutely no idea who those people are. So I wouldn't put certain things on there. So I guess I'm just trying to gauge if she posted it. You know, not if she, not Gigi in particular, but not posting it on Instagram, but posting on Facebook. What's the severity leverage of the two?
Maybe one's work for her and one's personal.
yet.
She does seem to do a lot more work stuff like on there versus.
So does that up the ante on the relationship if I post you on my work page? Or my most social
and maybe
page?
she's hitting him where he's at. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe
What's
he's
that mean?
Because if two people are together but you only follow the person on one versus and not the other one,
Okay.
then it may be a bigger deal to you on the one that you're actually on and you actually see on a day-to-day basis. I don't know. We'll ask her next week when she gets back why she only posted them on. How do we take this negative? We're sorry, Gigi. We didn't mean to take
No,
it
it's
negative.
not a negative. It's just a question, not personal, not a personal
It
question.
may be
just
where he's at the
interesting.
most. And that's where it's going to get his attention.
Because I'm not that active on Facebook at all, actually.
No, you're really not. Trust
Yeah,
me.
No,
you're the
I
only
don't.
person on this podcast.
Yeah.
Trust me, you really
that's-
not.
I'm not.
I never
So with that
see-
being said, if I have a significant other and I post this person on my Instagram, is it not important?
It's a bigger
Because-
deal.
For you,
For me.
Yeah.
So
because
it's
you
per
ain't
person.
on. You're like, yeah, I'm gonna throw you on my Facebook. Nigga, don't nobody. You ain't even on there with nobody. But
All
so
10
how
of
was
them.
your weekend?
My weekend was great. What did I do this weekend? Oh, so I went to Gigi's boyfriend's birthday dinner.
She's giving us all
I
the
know.
information.
I mean, you already said it was her boyfriend, but I went to his birthday dinner. I had a few events, and that was it. Really, really productive weekend.
how was work?
Work was slow this weekend.
Oh,
Actually.
okay. Julio, how was work for you this
I
week? No.
fucking called in.
Oh,
I got a new job coming up.
Hey.
I got a new job coming up with plenty of PTO to burn. So
Congratulations, you
Yeah.
got the job.
I do. I just got to wait to see how it's going to affect my trip, whether I can still take my trip out of town or not. Cause,
Oh, you getting flued out?
well, yeah. I mean, with my own money, I'm getting flued out.
Well,
Yep.
that's because you don't eat groceries. That's what
Right.
it's on. Oh, go ahead.
She think
I'm
y'all-
just bullshit.
Hey,
We're
no,
just
no,
bullshit.
realistically, please let this lady know y'all want her to come up here. She
Yes,
Oh,
think
no,
I'm
we're
lying.
not. We're not joking. She didn't. Oh,
She don't believe me. She think I'm
Please.
lying.
Okay.
Tasha, coming from CEO, the man himself. Go ahead, please. Formal invite.
We do.
CEO.
I don't have to talk to her. The ladies want to talk to her. They have
Please.
questions for her. We're not
Yes.
joking.
She'll see this
This
when
would
this
be
is aired.
Yes.
a great episode.
Absolutely.
Come, Tasha, please.
Absolutely.
We'll even kick the boys out.
This is
Oh,
going. I
man.
said I would leave for like 5 minutes and then come
Yes.
back. This is Tasha tells all
Ooh,
about Julio.
I love it. Yes.
Oh, shit. Julio ain't leaving.
Yes.
Julio can stay here. She can have my
No,
spot.
but we need to know this is coming from a married woman. We're not married over
Yeah.
here. So go ahead and spill the tea. How we get the
Absolutely.
ring?
Absolutely. So,
Yeah, all right.
so what did you do this weekend, Julio?
Just
besides-
chilled out, man. I made it a point to hang out with the kids.
Nice.
Do more stuff.
So you don't usually hang out with your kids?
Uh-uh.
I want to do. Nah.
I feel like he's making it too easy.
I know. I want to do
I'm
And
stuff.
your
sorry.
oasis.
I want
right?
to do. I want to do stuff they want to do instead of
Oh, okay.
just doing stuff that they like to do because I do.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, speaking of, I did take the girls to a vegan restaurant. So
Oh,
my
you did?
oldest and my youngest
think I seen that.
are very, very, very allergic to everything: soy, wheat, dairy, you name it, they're allergic to it. So, oftentimes we go to a place. My daughter has one of two options to pick from the menu. So we decided to do that in reverse, and we went to an all she can eat kind of restaurant.
Yeah.
It
dope.
was 6 at
What's
best.
the name of it?
Karma Farm.
Okay, give it a rating now.
6. 6 at
Out
best.
of 10.
Yeah, 6 out of 10.
Okay.
Very fresh. I can taste the freshness, but it was lacking in flavor.
Oh, okay.
So sorry, guys.
Well, we're not really going to get to my weekend. It was pretty standard for what I do, the couch, pretty much. That is what it is. I probably have to be the oldest 39-year-old man I have ever met in my
Absolutely.
life.
Yes.
I love the couch. From Friday evening till Monday morning, I love the couch. It is almost like I have a real family already. I might as well just start getting ties for Christmas
That's
and shit like that
hysterical.
and Father's Day. But anyway,
Wow.
as far as ratings, I'm glad I brought that up. This is a good segue right now. So my guy, Kevin Samuels, everybody knows who he is.
Yes.
He's the big guy on the block standing up for men. He kind of gives it to men sometimes, but he mostly speaks on women and the state of dating currently.
Yes.
And somehow women must respect him even if they don't like him because they keep tuning in
Yes.
and his audience continues to
I
grow.
don't get it.
Yes.
But, all right.
But he was on the Joe Budden podcast, which is admittedly my favorite podcast
Yes.
to watch and has been for over 2 to 3 years now. Joe in the past himself, Joe Budden, has caught flack as far as being super misogynistic. He's not Kevin Samuels level, but he's been he's had his troubles as far as being accused for certain things we won't mention here because I'm
Yes.
not trying to bring a brother down. It is what it is.
Okay.
He's still standing, doing his thing. So they they did a podcast, hour and a half. I sat there the entire time, uninterrupted, watched the whole podcast. And I knew that at some point it would go viral for what it was. But as far as ratings, there was a part during the podcast where Kevin Samuels talked about women. All women, he said, all women think they are a 10. And he went on to say that Sweetie's a 6. And he said that she's a cute girl who could be
Pretty.
go on to be pretty. He called Pam Grier a 8.
Oh, he mean in her heyday shit.
Yeah,
Pam
back
Grier
in the day.
Pam
Right.
Grier was fucking fine.
He said Pam Grier was an 8. And that who else? I think Diane Carroll. I don't even know what that
I
lady
don't
looks
remember.
like.
Oh, I do.
But she's super light skinned.
She's brown. She's between Tiffany and Gigi's complexion.
Okay, so he said that she was a 9 or a 10 or something
Man,
like that.
Diane Carroll fine as fuck. So
Yeah,
was
I
Foxy
think
Brown.
he said that she's a 10. I want to say.
And that was the gist of what he was saying was
Yes.
if you take away the nails, the
Yeah, you
makeup,
were stripping women
if you
of-
strip women
natural
of
beauty.
natural beauty.
Yes.
He's saying Sweetie is at best a whatever number, a 6. No, but she could be pretty. He's saying, but without all of that, she
She's
is
just
a
a
6.
Okay, I can't necessarily
Yeah,
disagree
I
with
don't-
it.
yeah.
because I see her
I
and
respect
she's
that
made
argument.
up. So I don't know
I
what she
respect
looks
that
like.
argument quite a bit, actually.
But yeah, those two women
he
are
ma-
fucking fine in their heyday.
And he made a great point. I've heard this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again that men could give a flying fuck about any of that extra stuff.
He did,
That we
and that went viral because I literally heard it on the radio for 3 hours
Yeah.
this morning on some
I've heard
show.
that every male person
won't.
that I've ever come across has the same exact thing.
I was a little like, I'm usually the biggest Kevin Samuel fan The only part I probably didn't agree with was Pam Grier.
You don't think she fine?
Huh?
You don't think she was fine?
Because
I think
feel like
Pam
I know
Grier is
Pam Grier,
beautiful,
let
but
me
that's
look
why I
up.
disagreed. I don't think she's an 8. I think she's a 10.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm probably biased because my first introduction to porn was 80s porn.
She was in porn?
Yes.
I didn't know that part.
So you got to get with it. That's when they were.
Nah, I know
That's
she
when
did-
women had hair back in the day.
Now I know
on
she
porn.
did black exploitation, but I didn't think she ventured into porn.
Well, it's okay. You missed that day.
CO didn't.
I saw it.
Apparently fucking so.
CO didn't miss it.
And the funny thing was, growing up, I didn't even like porn. I just thought Pam Grier was always super beautiful. But anyway, another story. That as far as rating women, even forget what he said Sweetie was and what he said Pam Grier was. I want to know how both of you feel about men rating women, period. I know how I feel, but I want to go last. We'll start with the young lady.
Yeah, say ladies first.
Men rating women, period. I don't disagree with his argument. I do think women get dressed for women, although we don't like to admit it. I don't know. I don't disagree with it. I think if you want to look at a person's true beauty, the people are going to grow and be different every few years, right? You're going to have to fall in love with someone every couple of years. So if I look back on pictures right now, things that I was doing with my eyebrows, with my hair, with lashes, with my nail style, that shit changes.
Yeah.
So with that being said, if you strip it all away, I'm still going to be me. You have to fall in love with the core of somebody in order to grow with them. So I don't disagree with what he's saying at all. And I would hope to be rated by my natural beauty and not by extensions.
Two different takes on this one. One,
I guess before you answer that, does your wife wear any sort of weave, fake nails, makeup, whatever?
she wears braids, so yes, she adds hair to her hair.
Okay.
Her hair probably now comes to about her shoulder length, where it is now, but she wears braids all the time, which is a little longer than her shoulder length.
A protective style.
Yeah, she doesn't go too long when she does braids. That's her favorite. Different types of braids are her favorite type of hair wear, and she doesn't wear a lot of makeup. And when she gets her nails done, it's her nails. She doesn't add acrylic nails to it. That's not her thing. That's not what she's comfortable at. I'm good with it.
What if she did the opposite?
If she did it what I felt tastefully, fine. And that's what you need to make yourself
Good-
feel
good
beautiful.
answer.
Cool, because I'm going to get my beard. I wear my beard how I want to wear it. I wear my haircut how I want to wear it. Y'all ain't going to see this shit now until it gets better because I'm trying to see if I can grow it back out. If not, I rock a ball. But rating women.
Is there a cough over here for whatever reason? I'm saying right.
Hey, it's so thin up there you can see my thoughts. But rating women, I think it has a twofold thing. If you want to be honest and say that shit just don't work for her, okay, cool. But when they get outrageous with it, she a 8 or she a 7, but nigga, you a 3. Come on, bro. Like you cannot, you can't just shit on. So it doesn't make their thing really too much less valid, but some of it be outrageous. Like when I wouldn't fuck with Kim Kardashian. My nigga, yes you would. You sign up every day of the week for that, you know, see what I'm saying? Because she fucks with this, so she got her booty done. Hey, yes,
Some men
would.
are not attracted to that. I don't knock anyone for their rating of other people.
But
I
then
feel
you
like whatever floats my boat, whatever makes me, tick. That's my fucking opinion.
But then you see the women they fuck with. That's my thing. Like you gotta have the resume for that too. You can't say this one is trash, but then yours nobody would fuck with your list.
Nah.
Your list is completely trash. But no, I don't. Whatever makes them happy. If you want to rate them, I think be realistic with yourself at the same time. But however you want to do it is what you
when
want.
it comes to, we're just talking physical, correct?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
if we're just talking physical, again, who are you to judge my taste, my preference, what makes me wet, moist, go? Like, that's me. You know what I'm saying?
You can't have a belly down in your fucking knees talking about this girl ain't got a great six
Well,
pack.
let me.
That's
Yes,
not
I
true.
can.
Hold on.
I can have a fufa and look at this
I
6'7" football build. Yes, why not?
I only say that she's right. You can. The biggest thing for me, and I was saying this morning, men. I don't mind men rating women or women rating men. I don't know if women do that. If they do, it's cool. It's something guys have been doing forever. Even back when there were no cell phones, and you still had to be like, "Hey, let me get your number," and you had to look around and find a pen and find paper. Like you had a little book that puts phone numbers in, and
like
you
book.
rated women in that book. It's like, oh, I met such and such and such and such. She a 9. Let me put 9 beside her name and beside her phone number. It's just something. That's something we did.
Did you do that?
See, don't bring my man into this. He gotta go home after this. But yes, it's something we did, and I don't see a problem with it. I only also say, like, because I know you said, how can you be so harsh on her and you don't even look?
You
up
don't
the
carry
part?
yourself to that same standard.
But you know why? Because of what men want and what women want. Men look at women's physical appearance. Your appearance for a woman is your wallet. Is your how can she be secure being with you financially? Like, that's her
Security.
appearance.
Yeah, she don't really look at the. Some people do look at the body, but I think women, y'all look what type of shoes he got on. I know those are cheap.
Not even that.
No, I'm just saying, y'all. I've heard women say he got dirty shoes on. I can't fuck with him.
And I get that. That's a stage. I get that part. But women aren't usually moved by aesthetics. It's first, how much of a provider is he? Can he afford to take care of me and the lifestyle that I want?
And can he
This is why
protect?
men walk around with dad bods, but they have all the expectations in the world physically for women, is because what men want versus what women want. Men know you just gotta get your bread up. As long as you get your bread up, I don't care what kind of body you got. Like, it's cool. Like, yes, there's guys women find physically attractive, but they aren't really marrying those guys.
Nah, they married Jay-Z. Not being funny, he got all the money in the world.
No.
Come on now.
That's
you
my
know.
guy,
Like I
man.
said, that's-
But hold on,
But
I get your point.
He's not Mr. GQ. That's what I'm saying.
I get your point.
He doesn't. He's not Denzel.
Yeah.
Like
that money give him that
Yeah,
extra
exactly.
notch of.
That's what I'm saying.
When a woman can look
Swaggy.
at you and say he's in power, people want to follow him.
Women are
He
attracted
has-
to a boss, someone
Yeah.
that walks into a room and declares, "I am a boss."
Yeah. And for me, I'm a worker. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, the CEO Show podcast. And I'm a worker here.
Oh,
It is what
man.
it is. But yes, I'm just saying I don't have a problem with the rating. That's his opinion of what they are. Rating is always going to be subjective.
Yeah,
Like,
subjective.
there's some situations where we automatically know what the woman is. Carrie Hilson, easy. She a 10. I don't give a damn what nigga tell you otherwise. I'm here
But
to
see,
tell
that's
you.
his preference. Now, for another man who
Across
may
the
not like
board.
tall women or may not like light skinned women, they may not be a 10 to
There's
to
not a
him.
man I know. Outside of insecure people, maybe.
if you're talking about just the physical, you're absolutely right.
Yes.
Carrie Hilson, 9, 10, whatever you want to rate her, she's up there. But when we start talking about her fucking views on certain shit, her rating starts to drop for me.
But
It's
that's
just-
Julio. That's where we differ because I don't really want her to talk.
Yeah. He don't give a damn about what comes out of her mouth.
see,
It's more about what goes in her mouth.
when you marry, you're gonna be stuck having conversations
Well,
with this
these
motherfucker.
are
I'm not
two
trying to
caliber,
marry.
right? I was gonna say, two different caliber of men here.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, you're exactly right. We look at them and we want beauty. Whatever your definition of beauty is, that's what you want. So what your 10 is gonna be, mine might be an 8.
And if you guys could answer that, why is that? Why do men go for the beautiful face? What is it about a woman's?
Trophy.
Explain. What does that mean?
You know, trophy is everybody wants.
You won,
Every
my
man
nigga.
wants something they could show off, take in public, have other men admire. It's just like a car. You go buy a car, you get it washed, you do all of those things so other people can be like, man, I like that car. Or, man, he got a beautiful chick. Like, it's a trophy thing.
Men do the same shit y'all do. We just do it a little different. We want to be the nigga in the room with the freshest shoes on, the best car, the baddest chick. You want to walk in the barbecue at the house, and your uncle be like, "Damn, nephew, I see you."
Yeah. Shout out to my uncle, matter of fact.
You are an
My
asshole.
uncle has to come on here one day. My uncle has
man.
been talking to me about, like, he's like, dude, I need to come on in there. I got to tell him what's up. He's like, you ain't doing it right.
Oh my god.
I love it.
So I have to figure out a show I can bring
That would
him
be
on
great.
that's appropriate because he's going to come here and he's going to be Kevin Samuels on steroids. I mean,
Oh, it should be a man
I
cave
love
Monday.
it.
the only difference is he's not. Kevin Samuels is into telling women what they should do outside of, like, in all facets of life. My uncle's is only going to be on some other shit that has nothing to do with, like, he doesn't care what women do when he's not around them. He's like, do what you want. Like, it's only when he's around them that he's going to talk about. But I'm going to bring him up here one day. Coming up, we're going to touch on more of that interview because that was just a small piece. There's so much more to touch on in that interview. We're going to check it out. Coming up, we are back. So Julio is the biggest Kevin Samuels hater that I know.
I'm not a hater,
as far
man.
as a man.
I just don't agree
I don't
with
call
him.
him a hater. He's the only guy I know that just dislikes him.
Disagrees
So
heavily.
we want to know what Julio's problem with Kevin Samuels is.
It's his approach to shitting on these. Like, all I see is him shitting on women.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go back to the first time I got introduced to him. Young lady, she had her own business, successful, 6 figures, grooming fucking animals.
Yes.
Who would have thought? And you shit on her and tell her, or she can't find a dude. She shouldn't look for a dude that makes 6 figures like her. She can't be equally yoked. Why not? I'm not saying she should turn down the bus driver, but what I'm saying is,
What other things did she have going on in her life? I watched it.
I saw a very small snippet, and I've seen other small snippets that really turn me off.
That's one of the biggest problems
Yeah.
with people who watch Kevin Samuels.
He said that
You
too.
watch snippets and you watch clips. You don't watch the show, you just watch clips. I watched the whole show when that lady was on there. And it's been a while, but if I remember correctly, she had a grooming business. She had started 3 years prior. And she said she made 6 figures, like $100,000 and some $1,000,
About
6 figures
120 or something.
per year. And I want to say she had a child or something like that.
Okay.
And he asked her, what is it about you that makes you think you qualify for a man like that? And she says, oh, well, I make 6 figures as well. I want someone just like me. And then he went in on her like he usually does. He did it in a calm way as he always does. But I saw what he meant when he said it. And I actually get when a woman says that, because B. Simone said something similar. She's like, oh, I'm successful. I make this much money. I need someone who's an entrepreneur and successful like me because he'll understand me. The problem with that, and women don't understand it, is kind of like what I used to see when I was on dating apps. Leading with your accomplishments when guys don't give a damn about that. Guys aren't, like, we don't care what school you went to. We don't care how many degrees you have. We don't really care. And some guys do care how much money you make. That's a very small part of the men that I've met as far as how much you make. So your qualifications for a man like that aren't going to be how much money you make or what you do for a living. If anything, I'm making 6 figures. There's other shit I need you to do. Like, ain't got nothing to do with your pet grooming business. Okay. It actually got to do with, like, are you going to pick the kids up on time? Because I ain't going to be there. Are you going to have food ready when I get home? Because I've been working all day. Like, it's more simple around the house things and family things that they're looking for you to take care of. Because they don't need you for the money aspect. It's more about, can you take care of home? Because I'm providing for home. I'm doing what they say men are supposed to do. The thing that they say women are supposed to do, can you do that? Because providing for home isn't really the definition of what women are supposed to do in his conversation.
All right.
Which is why he stepped to her the way he did.
Now, here it goes. I'll start taking their fucking advice when they can show me successful relationships. I'm just saying, like, I seen the post the game made. My woman ain't got to pay for X, Y, and Z. I'll take care of all that. She got to do is fuck me good and feed me. You know, he said a little more than that, but that was the gist of it.
Yeah.
Nigga, you a millionaire. You talking to niggas who make $40,000. They don't have they don't have that ability to do that. But here it goes. That may work in your house. That's not gonna work for every household. Like, I don't need her to cook every meal. I can fucking cook. Now, I can't cook as good as my wife, but I can cook. Like, I don't need you to pick them up. We're gonna work this shit out. I'll pick them up this because this works for my schedule. You pick them up then. That works for yours.
I will say this though. I I'm gonna play devil's advocate just a little bit. So I'm not saying that I'm 1,000% his fan, but I don't disagree with what he's saying. I will say this, coming from my own personal experience, men are wired in a particular way. With that being said, I have often come into or come across men who think they're in love because I provide a domestic side of me that most gravitate to, right?
Yeah.
With that being said, they then, and I mean, again, we can take it really personal. My marriage, for instance, my ex-husband, where he fell in love with the domesticated, nurturing side of me. So I was a good wife, a better mother. But then when it came to what makes Tiffany tick, what made my pockets grow, what made me happy, like those kind of things that had nothing to do with me being a wife or a mother, right? Independence. That's where we disconnected from. So, with knowing that, I have to agree with CO. It is the way that men are wired. They don't want to hear about your success. That almost intimidates a man because it's like, what will it take for you to stop all of that, nurture to me, cater to me? I can still make you happy and everything that you need. I can supply everything. But what will make you not do that anymore?
I promise you I'm wired as a weirdo up here. Because I've said it before, I said it again. As far as career goes, my wife is way more successful. Now, she's not making millions of dollars, but she's more successful as far as the career goes. None of that shit intimidates me. I've never been intimidated having a woman as a boss or hearing that a woman has all the success. I actually clap it up and applaud you, knowing that you got to jump through probably even more hoops than I do as a black man to get to the same shit. But none of that shit would bother me if my wife, she can make 7-8 figures. I applaud that shit. Now, where do I sign up to, okay, you need me to pick them up? I'm gonna cook tonight. I'm gonna pick up where you can't so we can be, come together as one. I don't need you to do these things. Like, I got to take out the trash? Nigga, you see it's full, take that shit out. I'm just saying, I don't agree to those.
I appreciate that stance, but I would say to you, Julio, if you made $500K a year, before or after taxes, doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
I think that your conversation would be a lot different. I do.
I don't.
We can't prove it until you do
it.
Yeah. I'm just going to say to you, when you make a lot of money versus not, your conversation changes. You start to drag your nuts a little bit different. You start to talk a whole lot different. There's certain things you think you're entitled to when you make that kind of bread a year. Because you've taken yourself and put yourself in the 1 or 2 percentile, if I do my research and look it up. You got to be in the top 1 or 2% in men in this country once you start to make that kind of money. So I get what you're saying, the equality of it. And maybe you would still be the same because this is how you started. I'm just going to tell you, I personally think shit would change for you. And it may not completely change. I'm going to tell you, you will start acting different. You will start talking different. And she may put you back in your place if you get out of line. I'm just going to tell you, it's natural. Because with money and success, it just creates this different person. It just does. Well,
and aside from that, if you were making X amount of money that would take care of everything with no questions, no nothing. If you and your wife are sitting in a room and it's like, okay, between the two of us, who's going to go out there and get it? It would be me, because not only am I making, what I make is enough. What is the point? Now you can provide and do things that...
She would be moving. She would be working because she felt like it. Not because she needed to.
And I can say this. If I was in that position, right, I would love nothing more than to show up and say, hey, you ain't got to do nothing else. We can live comfortably at this same level. Now, we can't level up to Beyonce private jets, but we can live at the same level we live in comfortably. You want to go ahead and retire? Cool. And we'll figure out some shit that you can do that still makes you happy at the same time. So, then her workload would change, because now I can go out, make 6 figures easily, and now she can just concentrate on taking care of the home. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to look at her a different way because now I'm making the 6 figures, or talk to her a certain way. Because I've seen people in relationships talk to their women I'm like, y'all comfortable with calling your girl a bitch?
But there's a different level of expectation whenever, if you're supplying everything that I need to make this home function, I'm going to make sure that it looks right, smells right, that you're catered to. And that's because that's my job. Just like it's your job to go out there and make sure that the lights are on, my car is still running, I got gas in my fucking tank, there's food in the refrigerator for me to cook for you, X, Y, and Z. So you're doing your part. This is now my part to do. So that's equally up to me.
I think, too, let's say she didn't exist at all. and you were single and you started making that kind of money,
Okay.
and then you met her or met a woman, you wouldn't be the same as you are with her now, because she walked in the door and you were already up. Like
Right.
walking in
There's
the
no
door,
need.
Yeah.
you were up. So your conversation ain't gonna be the same because you up already. Like you walking into a winning situation.
Yeah.
Like you ain't walking into we both gotta work. You walking into a situation where I push a button and you have access to everything.
Right.
So I can talk to you different. I'm just telling you. And you may be the same. Maybe I'm just he gonna get some money and he gonna lose his shit. That's fine. That's who
No,
CEO.
I mean I understand what you're saying. I get it.
That's what CEO
I don't
is.
think it's being talked down to. I get what he's saying. There's a different. Now, what if we can look at on this on a different note. For a woman, what if I didn't have those domestic qualities? Right?
Yeah.
So I can't really walk in somebody's home and be like, okay, I can take over this and I can do this. Like, no, I can't do any of that. So what can you provide for me? Or I can go somewhere else and she knows how to cook, she knows how to clean, she knows how her body's right. And I mean, although those things sound superficial,
Yeah.
it's feeding the man that I am. So I can get up and in the morning feel like big dog, you know what I'm saying? And walk out and do what the fuck I gotta do for when I come home.
And that
nothing
was
lacking.
Kevin Samuel's like conversation with that young lady. One of the things he asked all women, because they all call about the same thing. They all call and say, hey, how do I get this high value man? High value man for Kevin Samuels, he's basically defined it as a man who makes upwards of $400,000 or more a year. Like that's who it is for him. So when he speaks, he's speaking in that direction, which most of his audience he ain't talking to. He ain't even talking about.
Right.
But men still roll with it because it's like he's bringing natural order back to things
Right.
like back in the day. And he says to women all the time, okay, you want this type of man and you're telling me you're a business owner. What qualities do you have to match for what this type of man wants? Or what does this man want in a woman?
Right.
And most of them have no answer. It's
Right.
like, and he says, what do you bring
Right.
to this man? Me?
Right.
Now the funny
Like
thing
me?
is, I've seen I forgot what show it was. Brandon Marshall, different ex-pro athletes were on it,
Yeah.
and they were talking about their wives and the women they deal with. All these women were go-getters. I was like, that's what I love about my woman. I was like, that's exactly the opposite of what Kevin Samuels tells them. Exact opposite.
That
Because-
maybe.
But
'cause-
their income is not the forefront. So right now, my business, for me as a single divorced mother, my business is at the forefront of my life right in this moment.
Yeah.
With that being said, 2 years from now, I
There
meet someone that can totally change that world of mine. That business is not necessarily on the forefront. It can become something that I love and that can cater to my needs and my joys and my passion and all that great shit that makes Tiffany tick. But my husband is going to supply that financial freedom for me. So that's no longer a staple in who Tiffany is. It's now a passion. My world revolves around my family. That is a woman's thing naturally to do.
But what I will say about what he said too is the one thing everybody on that show has in common is
they're all millionaires.
No. What else? They're all retired. When they played ball, those women weren't go-getters. Those women were at home doing the things that they needed them to do because they were off playing and on road trips and shit. Now that they're retired, yes, my wife can go be whoever she wants to be in life. Because I'm rich, I'm retired, and it's time for me to take her role and do the things she was doing when I was working.
And
So, yes.
And another thing that has to do with too is if I have a new business venture, does it matter if it makes it or not?
No.
You know what I'm saying? So it's different when you got money. It's like when there's pressure in a relationship to this got to work. What's our business idea? What's the money behind it? And that's a different type of pressure as opposed to when you're in a successful, financially free marriage. Then it's like, okay, what do you want to do? Oh, you want to pursue this? Cool, go for it. It's like there's no pressure
And
behind
then
it.
my point of view is going to be different than his. I'm like me and mine we're building together.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm assuming single based on what he's saying, and plus
Kevin
He's
Samuel?
been married twice.
Yeah, he's been married twice.
Divorced
Right. Mhm.
twice.
Twice.
So let me get this fucking correct. All right, so you motherfuckers
Yeah.
out here parading and taking fucking advice
No,
from a
but hear me.
motherfucker who
Well,
couldn't keep it
Julio
together.
But hear me,
doesn't-
but
Julio
hear me.
doesn't
You don't know his
respect-
background. His
Yes.
background. So the reason why he comes from the perspective that he comes from is because he actually he has consulted high value men. So in the past, his podcast, he was actually tailoring towards speaking to men, and that didn't necessarily go too far. So he decided to tweak it and speak
start
to
talking to
women,
women.
and that's when the shit started to go viral. So he's actually taking this information from like numbers, from metrics, not just in
And
his
the
brain.
men he's speaking of are all like men
High
that
value
in the
men.
past who he's had as clients, and he's kind of been like their life coach, and they
Yes.
were trying to move on in life, like
Yes.
they were trying to get themselves together to find a woman. So they came to him to help them,
And
which
these
is
are
why he
all
speaks
these men
directly
say
to
the
what they
same
want.
thing, right?
I get, but I kind of get your argument because
So y'all gonna
you're one
take-
of those people who does not respect someone. It's like, oh, you ain't rich, so how can you give me
No.
financial advice? That's kind of what it sounds like.
No,
huh?
because you can get good advice from a person that lives on the street. You can get some type of knowledge from them, but you can't take everything they say because, bro, how the fuck did you end up in this situation? Now, some people just say fuck it with life and I'm gonna go live on the streets.
Well, marriage is the one thing that you have no control over
Yes,
because
I
it's the
agree.
one thing that includes someone else.
But here it
And when
goes.
something includes someone else, you don't have 100. You only have 50%
Then
control.
why do you speak as if you have all the fucking answers when you ain't get it right twice already?
I don't think he says he has all the answers. What I'm saying, a lot of what he speaks is analytics. A lot of what he speaks
All of it,
is the
actually.
fact that he's done the research. And this is why people sound stupid when they talk to him because he's went out and done research and figured out like percentages,
Numbers, actual numbers, yeah.
and he has all of that information in his head. So when you start talking to him and thinking you're gonna go off on him, he's gonna ask you simple, calm questions, and you're not gonna
That's
have
why
an
his demeanor
answer.
is so like that.
He's always calm. It's just the clips you see him acting an ass. It's usually because someone else is already acting an ass,
Yeah.
and now he's responding, but they only take his response and
Because that's what
post
goes
it as a
viral,
clip.
right? That's the 15
Now, I
seconds.
can tell you, I seen one where he told the girl she like a running back that can run through the hole and hit the hole. That shit was hilarious.
Well, I think he's doing that type of shit for just
For
that's
click, for clicks,
click. That
yeah.
shit was actually
Clickbait.
hilarious, but I just can't. If you can't prove to me lock, stock, and barrel that you're successful in this, I can't take everything that you say at face value. That's like, for example, I don't see how the fuck people follow Donald Trump as far as business when he's had 6 bankruptcies, but you won't listen to Warren Buffett. Who the
Well,
fuck
that's
you gonna listen to in that
That's a very
situation?
broad statement. I don't even know where I don't know where
What
to
I'm
start
saying-
and where to stop.
What I'm saying is,
Like I don't know who won't listen to Warren Buffett, and I don't know who do listen to Donald Trump. So that's
70% of the 70
that's
70
above
million
my-
Americans listen to
that's
Donald Trump,
above my
dumbass.
head. No, well that may be true. I don't know.
I think once Kevin Samuels' perspective is dissected and really listened to and not clip for clip, I think, and I think that's a strong statement to even back up why his fan base is still so thick and growing right now. Because again, and I will say this, I wasn't a fan, but CO kept nailing the whole listen to the whole thing, and I did.
Yeah,
and
I sent it to you. I want you to listen
and
to
I
it
listened
tonight.
to the Joe Budden's podcast, and again, my perspective has been. Well, it's turned.
I'll say this before I ever listen to it, because like I said, I've only listened to clips here. He probably does have some validity. Probably does have some validity.
Julio is hard-headed.
To each one of y'all, hey, whatever y'all feel like
Julio
doing.
has chosen to be wrong and hard-headed, and when people have done that, it's a wrap for the day, y'all.
What would Gigi say?
Back to you,
back
Bob.
to you, Bob.
I don't know who Bob is, but we're gonna get back to Bob
Oh
on
my
that
God.
note. All jokes aside, I think it's funny as hell, but I do want Julio to hear it. Next week, we're going to get a recap
Yes.
of what Julio thinks, and I don't want to hear it until we sit right here next Monday, exactly what you think, your raw opinion of what it is. That's our time for the day, y'all. Julio, what's your Instagram? Where can they find you?
JULIOATL _ on every piece of social media.
I am Tiffany Feliciano. That's spelled Tiffany Feliciano, TIFFANY
And I'm CO. You can catch me at the.co.show. Again, that's at the.co.show. And as someone told us, I should inform you all on where you can see the CO Show
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah, please.
Moving forward, it will not be on Streets TV on Hulu for now. But for now, you can catch it on YouTube and the CO Show podcast on YouTube. You can catch it on SoundCloud, the CO Show podcast. And you can catch it on Apple Podcasts right on your little phone. There's a purple app. I don't work for Apple, but they hold the podcast audio on Apple Podcasts and the audio on SoundCloud. Continue to watch the video on YouTube, the CO Show podcast. New episodes will be uploaded. And as before, I was putting them up on Mondays. That won't be done anymore. Chris, the editor, will be getting them to me. Hopefully every Wednesday. They'll be going up Wednesday evenings every single week from now on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud.
Yes.
We out.